Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Bison Workshop. I'm Bob, and if it looks like I'm uncomfortable, it is because I am. uh, yeah, I'm still working on my back, trying to work all the soreness out of it and straighten that disc up. I've made several trips up to the mailbox to get you guys your parts, and that gave me an opportunity to go out and start exercising a little bit. Walk some of that off a little bit, hopefully. Pretend it didn't happen and maybe it'll go away, right? Well, before we get started, go grab your chunk coffee and pause this, and I'll be waiting on you right here. Today's topic is on, and as much as it pains me to say, cattleman guns. I went and bought an AEA Challenger, this bad boy right here, and I was going to be doing some reviewing on it, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, cattleman gun comes along. So I wanted to try something new, and I'd seen some really good reviews on it from who I consider a friend now, as M&B Airgun Review, or PCP Review. And I was really tickled about this company. And from what I'd heard about them, everything was a plus. And I went ahead and got the T1. But I ordered mine on eBay. Thank God I did. But it was a T1, the one that had this type of forearm grip on it. And so I get the T1 and it scratched all the pieces. I couldn't get it to sight in. It was just all over the target. The pellet probes were messed up, and well, actually I don't think the pellet probe was messed up on that one. I think it was a bent barrel. So we agreed to send that one back, and for my troubles I got the choice to choose from the T1 and the T2. Well, I'd seen M&B, Mike over at M&B, do his review on his, so I figured it was the T1 was what was bad, not the T2. So I traded her the T1 for the T2. I get it, and it's worse than the other one. Well, in the meantime, I was doing a bunch of videos, and I just didn't feel right putting it out there, and that's my fault. I shouldn't have held that back. I was just hoping that it was going to change, it was just a fluke that all these bad guns was coming. Well, the T2, the probe, with both this one, I'll explain this one here in a minute. This is actually a third one. The T2, the barrel was bent on it too, and the tank leaked. So that's been a big problem with cattleman guns, is their guns leaking air and not grouping at all. We're talking 25, 30 yards. So that's where my target is, at 25 yards. So anyway, I started taking it apart and looking in it and seeing what was going on with it, and I seen so many things wrong with it. The barrel on this one was straight. Now, when she was supposed to send me a new barrel or no, a new breech. That's what it was. She was going to send me a new breech for the 25 caliber, but we had made a deal that since I had been, this was going on for about 3 weeks. I've done wasted that much time on this gun by that time. And I felt that I deserved something. So I said, you know, it wouldn't hurt if you go into your junk pile, because I figured it ain't going to matter. Maybe I would get lucky and get enough parts to put me another gun together, because I wanted a 22 in the T1 and a 22 in the T2. I mean 25 in the T2. But, you know, I deserved that for what I had done, you know, taking this thing apart, making parts for it, and finding all these problems. So I sent it back, and I went to, she told me to go through the person I bought it from. So I did. Well, thank God. I can't say this. I can't even hardly say this sometimes, but thank God eBay has a buyer protection rule, because I would have been screwed. You know, it was a lot of things that was said that I'm not really going to go into. Just, you know, some things that were said that didn't happen. You know, things she said she was going to do, things that didn't happen. When you call them, all of a sudden it tells you that this voicemail is full and can't accept messages. I'm sorry. That starts throwing up red flags for me. Now, where I went wrong is not letting you guys know that. And I seen a video tonight of Mike over at M&B PCP Review, and I just couldn't let him take the blame alone. You know, I had my part in that too. There was a video I did steering people towards the cattleman guns, and at that time, I honestly felt that they was who they said they were. And this is exactly why I was really hesitant on endorsing anybody. You know, I don't want to endorse somebody that's not going to keep their word and do what they say they're going to do. Which is the same thing, right? So I just thought maybe I'd take this time and apologize to you guys for not steering you guys in the right direction. At least that's the way I feel. I feel like that, you know, it's not fair that Mike has to take all the blame, because, you know, I had my good things to say about cattlemen, and at that time they were actually good things, because they were actually answering the phone. They were actually messaging you when they say they were going to. Then it got to the point where when you did get a hold of them, she was in the spa, or she was in the gym working out, or whatever, and you know, it just didn't seem businesslike. And she made it seem as if we was becoming friends, you know, wooing me, I guess you would call it. She knows how to work it. But I will take this time and tell you I'm sorry that I didn't post the videos. I should have, but it's all too late now. Now the cat's out of the bag with cattleman guns, and I actually feel more of a relief knowing that I was able to let you guys know that, hey, look, they were good, now they're not. So I'm not telling you not to go. That's your business. I'm not telling you to dislike cattleman guns. That's on you. I'm just telling you my experience on this gun. Well, when she was supposed to send me the 22 in the T1, she sent me a breech, a barrel. The shroud was not on it, but it was in the box. This, No, actually that one. This one goes to my 30. The buttstock, and no, what was it? Oh, no tank. It didn't have a tank on it. I just traded Mike a train for his Challenger for this tank. We're trying to salvage something here. As you guys seen in the one video where I was talking about reversing the barrel on this, and I did, and I just haven't had time or the feeling to grab this thing and start shooting any. But it's still got a problem I don't like. If I had this barrel band off of here, this shroud goes down and hits the tank. And it doesn't just barely touch. It's got pressure on it. I mean, it's got real pressure on it. Enough that you have to put a little force on it to pull it up. So when you pull the shroud off of it, it's got so much force on it that you actually have to lift up on the shroud to pull the shroud off the barrel. And when you get to the end, the barrel actually slams. That's how much pressure's on it. That the barrel actually slams against the damn tank. So if you took the tank off of it, it would probably be down here. That's how much pressure's on it. So something's not in line. And the only thing that can cause these two to not be parallel with each other is one of two things. Either the barrel's bent, or the tank is bent, or both are bent. Or, well, that's actually three things, wasn't it? Well, we're getting ready to do a fourth. Or, the breech is drilled, like that. Means the barrel is cocked down, and the tank is cocked up, or maybe the tank is straight, and the barrel's hole is not perpendicular with each other. The only way you can really tell that is to take a pair of fingers like that and go in there and test it up along through it and measure it in both the front and the rear and find out what the difference is. But, you know, that's stuff that should have been done in the factory. You know, that gun should have never left the factory. Somebody should have got fired over these guns. And that's what we were told. They were going to fire somebody. Next thing I see on Facebook, they're flying around in hot air balloons. That ain't no factory. We asked her to do a video of a tour of her factory because us air gunners like to know where our guns come from. We like to know who's holding them, who's handling them, who's working on them. You know, we want to know that what we're getting is a good product. But it was top secret. You know, we're not allowed to know what company these are coming from. We know it's in Turkey. That's all we know. So I don't know what to say. There's just too many inconsistencies, and that's why I bailed out. I wasn't going to drag my name down with them, and I seen where they were going because everybody was complaining about that gun. They weren't only complaining to M&B. There was people that told me their stories too. So, yeah, there was a lot of unhappy, there still is a lot of unhappy cattleman buyers out there. Now, how they got a few really good guns that shot like an arrow, or, well, something straight. Anyway, I just wanted to explain to everybody about what had happened with the T1 and T2 because I kind of dropped off, and I'm officially saying that I just don't want to be affiliated with Cattleman Guns. I backed out early because I seen the signs coming, and when I start seeing enough signs, it's time for me to go. You're on your own. I gotta save myself first. So anyway, I hope y'all learned something out of this video and it helps you guys make your decision the next time you want to buy an air rifle. Be picky. You know, I used to not be picky. I still ain't picky to a certain extent, because usually when I get a gun, I turn it into my own anyway. So, you know, like the Avenger, or the Badass Gauntlet, or the Challenger, or the Benjamin Discovery. This one here is my Benjamin Discovery, and see how tall that thing is? That's my Benjamin Discovery that I built stock for. And I think she's leaking air. Yep. Again, I can't seem to get this thing to stop leaking. I've replaced the O-rings once, well no, twice. And yeah, I guess it's back to leaking again. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.